Check, check. How about now? Do, do, do. Check, check. How about now? Do, do, do. Always issues with this. Give me a sec to figure it out. Check, check. How about now? It's still feedback, weird. Okay, I might have fixed it now. Always issues with this. Oh, I think I got it. There's also such a huge delay from what you are seeing and hearing and what I'm actually doing, so it's always like 30 seconds before I can actually fix it. Give me a sec to figure it out. Oh shit. There we go. And you can hear my laptop fan, which should not be happening either. There should be a filter on there. Check, check. How about now? No. It's still feedback, weird. Okay, I might have fixed it now. It's probably because it's coming through twice. Okay. Always issues with this. Check. There's also such a huge delay from what you are seeing and hearing and what I'm actually doing, so it's always like 30 seconds before I can actually fix it. Give me a sec to figure it out. Oh shit. There we go. And you can hear my laptop fan, which should not be happening either. There should be a filter on there. No. It's still feedback, weird. Okay, I might have fixed it now. Okay, so I'll be starting in just a few minutes. I'm still getting set up. I'm probably not going to be talking too much. I'm going to be focusing on mixing. Want to use my monitors mostly. I don't want to be using my headphones too much. For anybody that's going to be watching this after the stream on YouTube, they're probably going to want to skip all this until they get to the actual stream section, but all right. All right, let me get started here. So feel free to jump in the chat, everybody. If you're feeling like chatting, I'll be paying attention to the chat, but I won't be talking too much on the microphone. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to have not be able to mix with my monitors. So I'll be going back and forth between chatting and commenting. So if you're in the chat, say hello, and I'll be back and forth. Today I have a couple remixes that I want to work on, finishing the mix, and then maybe work on some music as well after I finish tightening up some of these mixes. Actually, you know what, for this I will use my headphones because I'm basically done the mix here. I just want to fine tune it and get everything sitting exactly how I want to get it sitting. This is not even the right song. This one. Surprised at how loud my laptop's being right now. I usually have a sound gate, like a noise gate on there, so you can't hear the fan, but I don't think it's working. Let me see if I can get that on. Oh, there we go. Filters. Add filter, noise gate. There we go. Check 1, 2. That's better. Check. That's better. Wow. Okay. Now you won't hear the fan so much or the clicking, and we get started. Check 1, 2. Perfect. Check. Check. Check, check, check. All right. Check 1, 2. Should be better. Sorry about the confusion, everybody. Always an issue setting this up as I'm pretty new to streaming, so bear with me. Sound okay now? You guys can hear my voice still and the music. No feedback. There's cool plants to look at. Thanks, Gabrielle. Thanks, Steph. And Leo. So I think with this track, the low end feels a bit quiet. It's a little bit muddy around this area. It feels like the kick's just not punching through as well as it could be. So let me just... Is it subby enough? Let me take a look at this kick. Looks like it's a nice kick. It sounds nice. Just might not be... Looks pretty subby. I think it should be fine. Pristine audio now. That's what I like to hear. I think it's just buried too much. I think it just needs to come up in volume a couple dB. One more dB there. If I take the kick out, Maybe the kick needs to come down 1 and the bass just goes back up. Oh my gosh, I'm not even sharing the right screen. Sorry about that, guys. That would be helpful. You can tell I'm new to streaming. I've only done this a few times. Oh my goodness. Thanks for letting me know, Henrik. You're a DJ with 40 years of experience, and now you want to learn to make progressive music. My life, that music. I want to learn to make progress. It's my life, that music. So you want to learn how to make progressive house music, Gabrielle? Or you just want to make music in general? I think the bass up here, like in this area, just needs to come up a little bit. The sub is so loud, but this kind of second octave. So the second octave is not loud enough, but it jumps up an octave there. But I don't want to boost it because then when it jumps up, it's going to be much louder. So I'm actually going to use some compression, some multi-band dynamic compression, and just compress that low end better so that overall it feels a bit louder. Hey, Thomas, how are you? Tomac, right? Let's take a look at that EQ again. Yeah, here the sub goes louder. It almost touches -12. Or it almost touches 12. And with here, it gets a little bit less. And then this one comes up a little bit more. So I'm going to go a little bit harder on the compression. Cheers from Argentina. I have yet to visit Argentina. I would love to. That's a bit better still. A little bit more compression needed. Just to even that out a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. My side chain here might be too much. Let me check. Am I doing it here as well? Yeah. So I'm side chaining on track spacer as well. I'm side chaining twice. My kick's too loud now, though. Maybe not. Maybe one more. Hey, what's up? On a bad guy syndrome. Listen to something, because I actually sent this to the label and they told me that the low end was a little bit quiet, but the low end seems fine on this, and I'm wondering if I sent them, oh geez, where am I gonna, which file did I send them? I wonder if I sent them the one with the low end cut, which I sometimes do when I'm writing music. Let's see. Let's bring this up here and check it out. No. I think it's just missing that area there, which I still am going to fix. Yeah, I think it's just this octave here. I'm kind of missing that second or third octave of bass. So let's look into that. Right around here. Needs to be a little bit louder, I think. Make it feel a little bit more full. And then that octave up here. That's so loud. Let me see if I can compress that. I'm probably going to limit it, actually. I don't really need it to be bassy at all. Or, yeah. Yeah, Thomas, your artist name is Tomek, right? Hey, Nick, how are you? Thanks for watching. And yeah, I do usually give feedback. We can even do it on the stream if you want. Yeah, that's a nasty dip. Or a nasty peak. Go with the limiter. Good morning, Alexander. Greetings from Berlin. This is something that's important to note, is when you are limiting, basically, like, if I turn this limiter off, we don't really hear that much of a difference. Like, it's a bit quieter, but it's showing like 6.5 dB of gain reduction here. So really, like, I'm not really squishing the sound that much, but I am cleaning it up quite a bit. So that's something to pay attention to, and that's what I like doing with limiting. Hey mate, just want to say I've played a few times your remix of November on the recently Burnt to the Ground Warung Beach Club with great feedback. Oh my goodness, wow. Well, it's absolutely horrible what happened to Warung. I really hope that they rebuild it. I know Alex Orion just played there, and I was actually watching his set like the day before, or a couple days before the news of the venue burning down. It was just like, looks like an absolutely incredible club. That's amazing. You got to play there a few times, and thanks for sharing my music. That means a lot, and for sharing with me now that you play my music. $249. It's not doing too much to clean it up. Let's see if I can. I'll clean up a little bit. Not too much, maybe. Thomas Garcia is your artist name. Okay. Thomas Garcia. You've released on SLC6, Balkan Connection, Android 9, all awesome labels. I swear there's an artist named Tomek, and his name was Thomas, I believe. I'm gonna check right now. That's why I thought it was you. Tomek. I don't know if I'll say his name here. But anyways, yeah, if you want to do you want to check out a song for feedback, yeah, I can do that. Maybe I took too much away. I'll turn up a little bit. So If it turns out to be a feedback stream, I'm in. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to send me your stuff, I'm planning on doing a feedback stream, like a big feedback stream in a couple, I don't know when, maybe a week or two. I want to do like a proper planned out feedback stream of like an hour or two of just solid feedback from everybody. So if you're not already following on YouTube, make sure to turn your notifications on so you can get access to that. Or you can join the Discord. I can put the link to the Discord in the chat as well. And I'll be getting people from my Discord, my Patreon, everything to submit tracks for a feedback stream. So let me grab the invitation right now. This should work, this link. You can join the Discord. Yeah, we're really, I've been spinning there since the beginning, 23 years of residency. Oh my goodness. Wow. So it must be a really sad day for you. I'm really sorry that it happened and that you're affected by it. Hey, ASM. And the issue with the sound is that it's really loud, like it's peaking really hard right here. Right, it's peaking really, really hard right here. So I've EQ'd it and it seems like it's still not like pulling out too much. So I'm using a limiter to kind of remove the peaks. So kind of to try and like flatten it instead of just pulling it down with EQ. So that it kind of still feels like compressed and loud. So I'm doing a combination of EQing out that really loud part and limiting. And you can hear that I'm not really changing the sound all that much with the limiter. So basically that means that I'm cutting off the peaks without really affecting the sound. And that's kind of what I want to do. It's very loud headroom right here. Like it's taking up a lot of space in the mix. And I don't need it to, because if I can remove those peaks without actually changing the quality of the sound, then I'm just going to give myself more room without any negative side effects, I guess. Gabrielle of Progressive House, play many of your tracks. All my sets are on YouTube. Oh, thanks so much. So, Gabrielle, you want to learn how to produce Progressive House as well? Is that what you're saying? That you actually want to learn how to create and produce the music? Yeah, see, Alexander, see how I'm removing about 15 dB off the ceiling, which is, from the 0 point. I'm getting about 6.5 dB of gain reduction. Let's back it off a little bit. So about 6 dB of gain reduction, and it doesn't really sound like I'm doing that much to the sound. Right, so I'm effectively taking out about 6 dB of like peak volume, and I'm not really affecting the sound negatively. So I'm just kind of cleaning up the mix a little bit, and then I'm pushing up the gain just to make it a little bit louder and more compressed. And then hopefully, let's take a look at before and after if I can get it right here. So this was like this. So we're hitting almost negative 36, and then with the limiter on, we're still getting about negative 36. Maybe I have to turn that gain back down. So we're a little bit less, and then with that extra EQ, we're getting about negative 38, negative 39. So it's not as doing as much as I'd hoped it would be. Let's push it down a little bit more. That's a bit better. Negative 42, and let's just check. Yeah, it's just kind of cleaning it up a little bit. I'm gonna check against the reference track. A Noise Project remix here. Which for some reason is not working. Master. Remix. Routing. Why? Do. Pretty close. The orange track is a reference track. I mean, that's really close to both tracks. Like this is a you know, the red track is fully mastered track. This one that I'm using has just got a limiter on it. So it looks like the volume is pretty accurate across my track compared to a reference track. I still think my bass is a little bit too loud, the sub. I'm just going to just very slightly dip that down a little bit. It's not competing with the kick so much. Maybe like 2 dB. Actually, that's about good there. And this number 1, I want to back off a little bit more, just in case. Where are we here? Bass, frequency 1. I want to grab this whole thing and just bring it down to like there. It's sounding pretty good. I mean, it's really close to being done. I don't even know if I need to do much more to it. That was so anticlimactic because I forgot I had the bass off. I think that the leads need to come up like this right here. Quite a bit. I almost think that the bass is too much now. Let me see about that. It's like a bit muddy now. What does everybody think? Too much? I think this is too much. But that gap was so prevalent on the overall mix. Maybe here. That's a bit shy. And the clap is a bit shy. Just slightly. Okay, I don't think I've even added, yeah, I haven't even added group processing to this drum bus. I think what I'm gonna do is some group processing, so some glue compression, maybe a tiny bit of saturation. Maybe not even full saturation, maybe just some overdrive. Very, very slight amount. I don't know if I should do parallel compression with this or not. I feel like that might be too much. I think the overdrive will be enough. Yeah, I think the overdrive is enough, and then with the glue compression. It's actually wild how much overdrive can make a difference. Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know if... I kind of want to make it a little bit more, I don't know, like a little bit more percussive driven. Like I feel like it's just mainly hi-hats right now. So I want to just take a look at the perks real quick before I wrap this up. Kai, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good, thanks. How are you? And Gabrielle, you're subscribed on Patreon. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support very, very much. Yeah, see, there's not really percussion, really. I think it's there's so many things going on. What can I put here? Maybe a bongo or something light. Let's see what I can put in here. Just something simple. I guess we have this. I have Arrow, how are you? See, what about this sound? sounds pretty good. Need to clean up a little bit. It's a little bit low. I'm doing well, thanks. Over here. Sharp. What key am I in here? Sharp. Perfect. Wow. Like I know what I'm doing. So dry sounding. I definitely want to put some reverb on it. On the actual channel itself too, to kind of soften it a bit. This is not the clap, or nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. What do you think? Sound better low or high? Chat, let me know what you think. Adrian, hello, Mr. Dowden. Thanks for sharing your knowledge to the world. My pleasure. I'm happy to do so. Thanks for watching the stream, and thanks for the kind words. Kind of like the low, actually. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Stefano. Do I pan my sounds? You know, it's relative. Yeah, I do pan my sounds. You know, I probably should do some more panning in this one. Sometimes I wait till the end of the mix to do things like reverbs and panning, just because I want to have it like as clean as possible and centered as possible. And then I always check my mix in mono. But I don't do too much panning because I do a lot of Haas effect and stereo widening. So let's see if I even do it in here yet. This one, no. This one's like, see how this one's wide? So they might be panned inside here or stereo wide inside the drum racks. And then I should have Haas effect on here as well. Maybe I'll go the opposite way though. No, that sounds better there. Yeah, let's do some panning. And this has some panning on it too. It's just a drum loop. These should be pretty much centered. Off clap. Got some back and forth delay. So that's kind of why you don't see a lot of panning, because I have kind of panning in different ways. It's not just like left to right here. Let's pan this a little bit different. Nice and wide. Nice and wide. Put these left and right. These have auto pan on them, I think. I think I'm happy with that. I'm gonna add a little bit of randomize velocity onto this. So that's not just playing the same every single time. And a little bit of swing. I do use serum. A lot of the time, actually. Just not in this track, because it's the bases were already... I just used wavetable for my bass here, and then... I don't know if I think I used this from the original track. It's a remix, so... So, yeah. Let's listen to this one more time, all the way through. Any suggestions, you let me know. I appreciate the feedback, but I'm just going to listen now. I'm going to listen on my monitors, actually, as well. So give me 1 minute, as I'm going to be off the microphone. But let me know in the chat if you have any suggestions, if you think the mix is sounding a little bit dull or boring or too much or too little, whatever. And if the track kind of feels complete. Okay. I'm pretty good. So some feedback was to bring the bongo in later, so I did. Hola, La Toro. How are you? And you're not even German. You're just testing if I'm already acquainted. I'm learning right now. I'm in German school, so I am learning, but not fluent yet. Sounds really good. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm still kind of thinking that this needs a bit more aggression. Using overdrive on everything here. Matthias, how are you? And Francisco? Hello from Argentina. I think that bongo is a little bit distracting. I'll just leave it. It's fine. It's very subtle. Maybe I'll try a different sound. I don't know. I guess I have a lot of non-tonal stuff like this. No? Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let's try that. That's the main reef for me. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Gabrielle, someday you will achieve what I do, and you are old, and it is difficult for me to understand many things. Every day you practice. You practice an hour and a half every day. Absolutely, you will achieve it if you are dedicated and you're practicing an hour and a half every day. I actually do offer coaching online, so if you are really serious about learning, you can contact me. You can go into my website and you can book coaching time with me. I'm just mentioning this because there's someone in the chat that's just saying that they want to learn and they're very dedicated and they appreciate my work. So Gabrielle, if you are interested in booking time with me, let me know in the chat, and I'll send you the link to my. Well, I'll put the link to my coaching either way, and anybody who's interested could check that out. But either way, I'll keep on making these videos and these live streams. So, hello, Antonio. And you said Corpus and put it on pipe mode. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for that. It's like more hollow sounding and like more, it's like fuller. Let me get the pitch right. That's really cool. Thanks for that. Cool. Alright, I think it's time to move on to the next track. Sounds good though. Last thing I need to do is add reverb to the drums, and that's basically it. Let's see. Or am I adding reverb to this drum? 2%? That's not right. That should be 0%. Oh my. What have I done? That's why. Okay. Reverb on the drums. Hey, Aro, thanks so much for signing up for Patreon. Appreciate that very much. Hey, Steven, Zavi, Jacob, Lollipop, and Pi. Cheers from Brazil. Hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Reverb off there. Hey, Paul, thanks for the comment. The man, the myth, the legend. If you want to catch me on stream more often, you just got to turn the notifications on YouTube, and it'll notify you via email every time that I go online and stream. You know what? Actually, now that I hear it, I think that the bongo is kind of interfering with the shaker a bit. I'm probably just going to take that out. Yeah, it's kind of messing with that. Let me try changing the octave one more time. Yeah, it's for some reason it is shrinking the sound of this loop here. I'm just going to get rid of that, I think. I don't know why it's doing that. better. Cool. Okay, I think it's time to move on to another track. So I'll save this one, back it up. And let's work on something else. I believe I was working on this one in my last stream, potentially. So some of you might recognize it. I don't even remember I've started mixing this one yet. No. I don't think it's fully finished. So I think that's a perfect time to mix it now that it's almost finished. I can mix it and hear how it kind of sounds before it's fully finished, and that will give me an idea if I want to keep on working on it and add some stuff to it. So pretty hefty kick. What CPU do you recommend for the PC? I have I'm honestly only on 16 gigs of RAM. I have ability to go up to 64 or an additional 64 gigs of RAM because I have a PC, like a gaming laptop. I honestly never run out of space on here. 16 gigs has been enough for me. I usually don't run too many CPU intensive stuff, VSTs or anything. Like I'm not running Contact very often and stuff like that. But usually by the end of my songs, when I have all the mastering plugins and all the stuff, all the mixing plugins and everything, I do get close to 100% CPU. So basically, as long as you have 16 gigabytes of RAM and at least like an i7 processor, then you should be fine, which is pretty standard these days. So, and if you have a Mac, then you're obviously totally fine. But yeah, anything past 16 gigs, if you can get up to 32 gigs, you're probably golden for a long, long time. Need to go back to day job shows with me. Hope to catch you on the playback. All right, Steven, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your workday. This kick's pretty heavy. Very sub heavy. I might have to change that. Maybe too long. But let's get ready for the mix. So basically bring everything down to almost 0. I'll bring my groups down to about -6. On? What are these? Oh, these aren't even on. UAD plugins. Are those the ones that use a graphics card instead of using the CPU. I have a great graphics card. I mean, not great in terms of actual graphics card, but I do have a secondary graphics card in my computer. Or have like a nice one. What is it? The GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, whatever that means. But it's a good graphics card in terms of, it's not stock, I guess. But yeah, I've never used it. Down. Make sure there's nothing outstanding that's too loud. Okay, and I can start mixing. What do I have here? I have the reference track here. I might as well use that. All right, start with my kick. Universal Audio has the famous Pultex Nerve API SSL emulations. Oh, I don't really use the SSL emulator. I don't really like using old emulated stuff. I prefer more like newer digital stuff. Yeah, maybe someone else in the chat has some more opinions about that. I like to bring my kick up to about -18. I like to have my limiter pushed up on when I'm mixing. I don't want it actually, sorry, not my limiter, my gain. I don't actually want it to be, oh, my master's so quiet. Make it louder for a sec. I actually like to have some extra volume on my master so I can hear it louder, but I take this off at the end of the mix. Like my kick sitting at around -18 when I start. And away we go. In mono. That's a heavy kick. I don't know how I feel about that. Shorten it a little bit. Might push this back up. Oh, it's too high. Really should make sure my side chaining is really affecting that. All right. Is that loud enough for everybody? Just because I'm mixing, I gotta make sure that the volume is kind of gonna be quieter, so it might be quieter for you as well. Let's try to have one more dB here. 2. Sounds all right for now. Good starting point. Move on to the drums next. Little louder, no problem. Like I said, this is the mix down, so it's going to be quieter. I still have headroom here. I can go all the way up to close to 0 before. Good volume for you? Okay, so maybe I'll meet you in the middle. I'll go down to here. That has a lot of low end. Perfect. I tried a little something different for the snare, something that's like a bit more mid-heavy. Try something different. This is vocal. I don't know what that is there. Are these? Oh, these are the groups. Okay. Speakers. Let me just go ahead and turn everything else off here. Synths. Turn off. And those are stems, and white noise can go into the synths. Black box from PA sounds amazing. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not a big like new VST, new plugin kind of producer. Like I'm always finding myself reaching for the same kind of stuff. Making sure my speakers are properly placed. Yeah, it's good to use what you know, and I just I probably should get some new plugins. Like I need a drum reverb. Any recommendations, let me know. I've been using the stock one for a while, and I've been liking it, but I feel like I need a good drum reverb. Maybe Valhalla, Vintage Verb. A lot of loops here. I probably don't need I don't need too much volume out of these. Yeah, hybrid reverb is good too. I don't like hybrid reverb on anything really except for drums. I really don't use it on anything else. I'm just gonna turn everything down by like 1 dB or 2, and then the group up by 1. Realm, check their tight drum. Really? There's one for, I didn't even know that. I use Realm. Soundtoys Little Plate. I'm gonna write that down. Soundtoys Little Plate. Soundtoys makes good stuff. Little Plate. It's 100 US. A mixable plate reverb sound, warm, rich, and spacious. Gonna open that up for after, because yeah, I don't know. I want to test some reverbs for my drums. Like I like the hybrid, but why not try some new stuff? I didn't know that Ram does a drum reverb as well. I love it for my synths. Let's listen. The bass again. Yeah, see that kick is still way too loud. It's that sub is so heavy on it. Gonna turn it down. And then I think I need to turn all the drums up. So I'm just gonna grab everything and turn that up a little bit. Hey Dennis, how are you? Beats by Bean. Are my beats lekker? Hello from Sri Lanka. Hello. That sub is so heavy. I can't even mix with it on. It's just like killing my ears. You're at work? Where do you work? I'm at work too. Clappies come up a bit. Lekker. Hashouder. I'm gonna throw an overdrive on that clap like I did the last ones too. Overdrive is just so good for just getting that little bit of character out of your sounds. Like, listen to how much better that clap sounds now. It sounds so much better, so much more full. And you're in the UK, you want to see Bristol. Going to Bristol to see Guy J next weekend. Oh no, that would be great though. Pleasure. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Scenes. Might even be too much actually. Let's go down a little bit. Oops. All right, let's move on to. Actually, let's hear it with the bass. All right, let's turn this off. A kick is just like not punchy enough. It's just like totally like not punchy enough. I just feel like it's like so sub heavy. Now it sounds distorted. Maybe that's why. Yeah, drum bus is throwing it off for sure. That's better. Drum bus is good, but man, does it mess things up sometimes. Oh, why is that so distorted? What keys to kick in? Probably, I don't know. Let me check. Looks like C sharp, which is what my track probably is in. D. So hopefully my kick is in D. Might even be a little bit too low. Test it with the sub. Actually sounds closer. Hey Juan, how are you? Sounds like a side trance kick. A little bit, right? Like it's pretty heavy. I might have to change it out before I send off the track. And it's just with the sub, it's just. Yeah, you know what? It needs just to be shaped a bit better. I think I need to compress it. This is a bit aggressive. And this needs to be up a little higher. And then I'm going to, after all this, compress this. Let's take a look at how the actual audio looks. Turn my counting off. Yeah, that's not a good looking kick. It kind of like pushes up here. I mean, like it kind of looks like it gets punchy, but like it gets too punchy too late. Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of weird looking. I think with this EQ, it's kind of messing it up now. Where did I do it? This right here. Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of messing it up there. And then it just holds on for too long, it looks like. Like this should be almost half that length. Let me go in and just shorten that. Problem with pitching down here is that it stretches out the sample. So it actually makes the sample much longer. Let's try it here. Let's see. That's better. It's definitely shorter. Is it? Oh yeah, it's like tiniest bit shorter. Like one of these shorter. So maybe a little bit more. That's definitely shorter. It's gonna be punchier that way. Okay, that's much more appropriate looking kick. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely looking better. I kind of want to push this back a little bit. Let me see if I can fix that up. Maybe it's because of this. It's funny that I like use visual aids so much to shape my kicks, but I've been doing it so long that I know what a good kick looks like, and I can kind of identify where the problems are. Like that. Nope. That's better. Maybe this needs to come down in volume. That's too heavy, I think. Okay, and lastly, I think I need to compress this low end a little bit. Oh, it's compressing it. Oh, that's a little bit better, actually. Actually, with it off, it sounds way better. Yeah, it actually looks way better. Okay, I'll just use that then. Oh yeah, I have yeah. Hey Nick. I get I think I have a Smexoscope. I do. I should just use that. It's awesome. If it was in the right channel. Where did I put it? I don't even know. Yeah, it's such a good tool. I don't know how to use it yet because I've never used it before. I've only seen people use it, but yeah, it's a good tool. There's another one too. I can't remember what it's called, but it shows you the difference between like before and after compression. It's super cool. So it shows you like in blue or something, it'll show you the signal, and then in red, it'll show you like the before and after of what the compression is doing. It's super nice. One of my students has it. I don't remember what it's called though. Yeah, that's sounding much better now. Much more balanced. A little bit more high end, I think it needs. All right, let's listen to it in stereo. This is like my favorite part. I'm clipping like crazy here. Let's change that to a limiter and turn that off. My hat's actually a little bit too wide. So it's like kind of distracting how wide it is. So I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. There's 3 hats here. This one's wide. That one's not doing anything. Maybe that's why. Turn this down. Maybe I just do a little bit less. To move through, yeah. Yeah, I know. When you forget that it's in mono and you're like mixing, you're like, oh, it sounds good, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it was in mono the whole time. You put it to stereo, it just sounds so much better. A bigger hat seems like it's way too big. It's supposed to be kind of subtle. All right, let's turn this back on. Are you at work today, Nick? Or are you at home, I guess? And Demuth, are you working today, I assume? Okay, let's turn on. Like I'm kind of missing some frequencies here. I'm probably gonna a little bit of scoop. Yeah. Feels like it's like really heavy sub and then there's not really much in the bass. The day job can wait, sounding nice. Don't get in trouble. Automated? No. I think I just need to open this up more and add a second octave. Kind of lacking that quite a bit. Working from home, listening in the background. Nice. They had a Liz for me. It's too loud now. That's better. Cool, let's move on to the synths. Back to mono here. I'm going to cut the low end again a little bit. Oh, the white noise should be down here. Okay, I have a bunch of layers I'm not even using here. let's turn these on and go through it. I'll have to come back to that. Let's bring this right down to 0 for now. Muth, what drum reverb do you use? If you're still here. I'm gonna take him not responding as him not being here. Otherwise he's might be ignoring me, which is fine. I think that one pad's a little bit too resonant. This one. It's gonna be kind of like punching through the mix really hard, but the airy ones I want louder. Sure. I'll adjust these later after I do the rest of these. So like all these I'm not using. All these here. I group them together. I might add them in later if it doesn't feel as full, but for now I'm not going to use them. And then I have, what do I have here? Oh, I want to turn these on. These like my effects. Big delays. Basically good. I can probably just put this back in stereo. And I'm going to listen on my monitors for a few minutes. It feels, especially on my monitors, it doesn't feel like warm in the low mid. So I checked the span and it looks like it's still kind of lacking that octave of bass, like that 100-ish area right here. And it just doesn't feel as warm as I want, which makes the bass overall feel like it's not very powerful. But then I look and it's really loud. So that definitely lets me know that it's probably just this, harmonic area right here. So I'm going to focus on that next. I will be peaking at -6. Yeah, the way that I mix is kind of weird, especially for streaming. I want it to be the same volume as my voice. So I've pushed up the utility and limiter. I shouldn't be getting too much on my limiter. And if I do, which I not right now, but yeah, I'm just getting a little bit on the limiter right here. That's kind of why I want to do it, because I just want to be able to hear it at full volume. I don't really want the limiter actually working. I'm just kind of mixing to a full volume, and then I'll go back in, I'll turn this off, I'll turn the limiter off, and I'll have tons of headroom. So that's why I do it that way. I'm liking the new atoms a lot, Nick. Honestly, they're really nice. The only problem is that my room is not fully treated yet, and I can definitely tell the difference. Like when I move around my room, like if I lean back like this, I hear the bass like 10 or 15% more at least, which is kind of good and bad, because then I can kind of, my ears don't get so fatigued, and then when I want to hear the bass, I just move back. But I ordered some bass traps. They should be here tomorrow or Thursday, and I'm going to start putting up my bass traps, and I don't know what else I'm going to buy diffusers as well. Yeah, it needs a lot of work. It's a pretty tall room, so the bass goes pretty much everywhere, and yeah. But bass traps are my first, and I'm excited to get those. One last question, then I'm gonna get back to working. You work 9 to 5 or full-time producer? I'm a full-time producer. It took me two years of working a full-time job, and coming home and working 3, 4, 5, 6 hours basically every night, as much as I could. 2 or 3, probably almost 3 years I worked for free, basically. Just building my brand, building my YouTube channel, building my online music courses, building my website. All these things took a long time, and it was a lot of work. But then I was able to eventually quit my job and start focusing on this full time, because I was starting to generate some revenue. So now I'm a producer full time. I do mixing and mastering, my YouTube channel, and I offer coaching and have music production courses that I sell online as well. So it is possible to do music full time, but it does take a lot of work, just like any entrepreneurship would take. So yeah. I did not build my website. Sorry, my wife built my website. She just let me know. I didn't even know she was listening actively to the stream. Don't bother with diffusion, waste of time for your room size. You think so? I just think because it's kind of hard to see, but I'll show you, I have really tall ceilings. So they go up pretty high, and back there, right up there, I have like a storage. So the storage is just like hollow, so it just traps bass and resonates so much. So I definitely want to put something thick on the storage door to try and help alleviate a bit of the rumble from that. But yeah, because the walls are so tall, I think like a bit of diffusion at the very back would help. Like when you stand back there, the bass is so loud. So I want to get some diffusion that really targets hopefully lower frequencies, but I know that I'm probably gonna have to invest in a really high quality ones, or I want to get some not velocity bass traps, but the other one, the pressurized bass traps, whichever one's like target specific room nodes. I want to get one that, because there's like a really low frequency, maybe like 60 or 70 back there, that just is so loud that I think it would benefit from that. And by building my website, I meant going in and building content and doing blog posts and doing all that stuff, Steph. How long does it take to get a good track signed that you considered was really good quality? It depends who you're trying to sign to. Like, if you have some labels in mind, um, that are, you have to be honest with yourself and also have your head in the clouds a little bit. So what I mean by that is honest with yourself in the sense that, yeah, you're going to not, if this is a track that you're not 100% sure you're going to get signed to the biggest label in the world, you have to be honest with yourself that you're not going to do that, right? You don't want to send it to them and start telling people, yeah, I'm going to get signed to Anjuna because, it's so good. Like, it might happen, but it probably won't unless that track is that good. So, for example, for me right now, I send my tracks out and I've been sending demos out for about 2 months and I'm still waiting for a reply from the first label because when their labels are that big, they take weeks, if not months, to reply. So I have somebody telling me that they are going to get back to me, and it's been 2 months and I still haven't heard anything. I'm just still waiting. But if it was a smaller label or a mid-sized label, I could probably get it signed in a week or two, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So if it's smaller or mid-tier labels, and for sure you're going to get your track signed, then it could be as fast as a week or two, and then the release date could be as fast as a month or two, but usually way longer, like 6 months to a year after you sign it. Jerry. Ronnie Calderon, slept out and hope you're well. Did I see that Maestro supported one of my tracks on Resident 614? I think so. Let me see which one Resident 614 was. When was that? February 11th. I probably saw it. Was that the one with... Oh, yeah, that was the 40. Well, that was the Alan Shadow remix. So it wasn't... I mean, it was still my track, but it was Alan's remix of mine and 40 Cats tracks, which is still really cool. But I know that Hernan played one of my remixes recently in his Humidas, I believe, podcast. Always a pleasure when he plays anybody's track. Any of my tracks or any of the remixes. Okay, I'm gonna get back into a little bit more of mixing this track now that I've had a little bit of break. Any more questions? Feel free, everybody. I appreciate chatting with the questions and everything. I'm glad I can be of help. Common ground. I wanna know more about why you don't think diffusion will work. If you don't mind letting me know. Diffusion is something that I don't know too much about because I've never looked into it. But I know that you can get actual diffusers for certain frequencies and stuff. And I don't know if it's worth it or not. I kind of want to just get a bit more sound absorption because there is an echo. Even the little bit that I put 4x3 tiles of foot long padding over by the sides here, and it's made such a difference because my voice doesn't reflect as much. But I want to get some absorption for the rest of the room as well, and I hope that diffusers will work. How is the progressive scene in Berlin? It's not great. Unfortunately, there's not too many progressive house events here. There is one club called Ritterbutzka, which does a lot of progressive house events. Like, I went and saw Darren Epsilon there on Friday. They have Township Rebellion, I think, this weekend. And then there's Watergate, which has people sometimes like Frankie and Sandrino. I saw a couple months back. Guy Manser, people like that. But those are the only two clubs that I know of so far that play progressive house. And the one Ritterbutzka plays more aggressive progressive house, like a bit more techno oriented. But unfortunately, it's not great, not for the style that I make, at least. There's diffusion and there's acoustic treatment. Diffusers are a bit more subtle. I think you need bass traps, especially in the quarters. Bass traps are a must for me right now. That's the number one thing I want to target. So I have some ordered. I'm gonna try them out, see how they fit in my room, see if they work, and then I'll order some more. But yeah, bass traps are great. Diffusers are also, diffusers can be used for bass as well, but they're just like it's good for diffusing the bass in the back of the room from reflecting back at you, but it's also mostly for the higher end stuff, so it's not reflecting back and causing issues. Watergate is awesome. Broadband absorption combined with bass traps is what you need. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. I have, like I said, I have some foam just like for my voice when I record videos and stuff. But I'm actually gonna either buy or build my own acoustic panels. Probably buy them because I don't want to deal with trying to build stuff. Um, and then yeah, the broadband bass traps. I think they go. I mean, they roll off pretty heavily at like 140 or 150 hertz, but um, enough of those should make a pretty significant difference. And then diffuser at the end. Diffusers will look super cool in the background of my videos as well, so it'll look nice. Um, and put my own event on in Berlin. I was thinking about that, but I don't really know anybody here that I could put the event on with, so I don't really think it would be like beneficial for me to throw my own event. Plus, it'd be hard to get into because there's probably so many people doing it. The guys at Yomo Records and the guys at Grey Bar Hotel and the guys at Deep Tails, they do events, and I'll be attending one of those soon, so hopefully I can connect with them, and they'll be throwing more events that I can go to and hopefully play eventually. But yeah. And then last question I'm going to answer is, Xtal, how do you get the progressive sound so epic and hypnotic at the same time? That is a good question. So short answer is that you, well, for the epic part, I guess it would be like your soundscapes, your atmospheres, your synths, things that are going to make it sound big. And to make things more atmospheric in terms of atmospheres is you want to have long sounds that are very reverberated, very long, and they don't sound very to the grid. So you want sounds that kind of come in and exit the track randomly that are very long. Like you'll see in my example here, I have a lot of stuff that's just like coming in once, like this, for example. Right, and that big reverb on it just sounds very atmospheric and stuff. So that's kind of what you want to do. And you want to make sure that your tracks are very swingy and groovy and rolling. So rolling just kind of means that it feels like it's constantly moving forward, that there's not a lot of empty space in between notes, that it feels more like, you know, like psytrance is very rolling, but something like tech house might be very rolling, but something like dubstep would not be very rolling, maybe a bad example, or organic house would not be very rolling because it's more like broken up and it's about like hard grooves instead of more rolling grooves. And yeah, I checked out Acoustic Insider. Actually, I was watching that channel yesterday, and GIK Acoustics has a channel as well I was watching. Super helpful. It makes you really realize that it's not as simple as just putting up some foam, you know, and having a room sound good. You actually have to put some effort into treating it. All right, back to the track. This is exactly why you shouldn't trust your eyes. You should trust your ears more because it sounds so muddy. I mean, it sounds like it's not bassy at all, and I don't want it to be muddy. And this visual is showing me that it's good levels, but it really is not. So I'm just gonna turn my bass up until it sounds good, and then check it later. Use a multimedia mix. Yeah, I have the white noise, Nick, throughout the whole track because I just like I have it playing the whole time, and then I just go in with a utility, and I just automate the gain. So anytime I want white noise, I just bring up the volume, and it's just yeah, that's how I do it. That way, if it's just so much faster than trying to like draw it in every time. I can just go in and be like, okay, I need white noise here. There's white noise. Let me show you the basses. Yeah, I'm having a hard time mixing them. They just don't sound full. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it just needs more saturation. I don't know. There's 3 basses. There's a sub, just a pure sub wave, sine wave, and 3 octaves of it, and then a little bit of drive. And the envelope too. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, it definitely has something to do with it. What am I doing? Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why. Okay, I'm gonna open this up a little bit more. Try that. That's definitely better. That was helpful. Oh my gosh, that's actually way better. That's why. So I have my envelope too. I was trying to make it punchy, I guess. So I made it like a pluck first, and it wasn't sustaining. So it wasn't sounding so full. Yeah, so there's a sub. There's 3 octaves here just because I wanted to use this 3rd octave to kind of beef up that 150 hertz area. There's this bass top, so it's just a pluck with this here. And then I don't even remember how I made this, to be honest. Something in the clip. I don't even know how I made it, but it's got a little bit of a little waft there. Oh, it's probably the MIDI here. Modulation, nope. But yeah, just adding a little bit of like grit to it. Making it more interesting. A little bit too high though. Okay, what's going on here? How am I cutting all this out and it still sounds like that? Better. That was weird. You guys saw that, right? Like, literally was not... Still not. I guess it's just a filter. No, I am tripping out here. Why is this still going through the filter? This is not being sent to anything. What is causing that distortion? That's so bizarre. This is like total... Oh, because I'm in mid-side mode. Oh my gosh. No wonder why. Oh my gosh. Nobody judge me on that. Trying to add like a little bit more of movement to the bass. And then this last bass is just like something I recorded. I don't even remember. I think I used Tantra on it, which is like a plugin that creates a bunch of weird effects using filters and resonances and distortion and stuff. And this just adds a lot of swing to the track. Oh, the bass sounds so much better now that I fixed that. Probably can take this down or even out maybe. That's better. Let's add a little bit more release onto that. Now I can probably turn the bass down. Classic. gonna grab another reference track, I think. And then I'm probably gonna stop mixing because my ears are probably pretty numb by now. Even though I've been listening pretty quietly, it's... Oh, let's do this one. This is the one I was using, the air track. So it feels like, sorry, I forgot the mic was on. Feels like his is much more bright in the highs. So I'm going to boost my drums up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. And maybe the low, like the mid highs as well. I feel like the track just needs to be kind of shifted a little bit more to the high end. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm probably going to wrap up the stream now. So if anybody else has some questions, want to chat for the next 5-10 minutes, just think of some questions or whatever you want and post them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. In the meantime, I'm just going to try to finish this up. Just a little bit more, get it pretty close to how as best as I can get it right now, and then take a little break and come back later, maybe tomorrow. All right, I gotta fix that kick. Basically, all right, Nick. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Let me just go here now. So basically, I just thought that the kick was a bit muddy, or not muddy. It wasn't punchy enough. Oh, thanks, man. So I went and listened in the back of my studio because that's where a lot of the bass accumulates, and I just found that the low end was just not punching through. Like, it kind of sounds like the sub and the bass are kind of just like moving back and forth, kind of like woo, 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 woo. There's no real like punch to the kick. So I just got to fix that. I think that'll help the track feel a lot more dynamic and alive, but my ears are pretty tired. So yeah, any other questions, let me know. But Javi God said, which countries do you think are the most influential in the progressive house scene? 100% Argentina, and Mexico is also a little bit influential for the progressive scene right now. More of the organic house, slower progressive house. But Sri Lanka is the third one, or probably the second one actually, or maybe even becoming. I mean, well, it's definitely at least the second, next to Argentina. It's really really popular in Sri Lanka right now. A lot of Asia and some of the Middle East as well is becoming more popularized with progressive house. So yeah, those are thriving. Goa, India, yeah. So definitely really big in those countries as well. And for Tal, the cool hypnotic textures that I've placed off the grid, I make some of them, and a lot of them I find, Production Music Live has some good sample packs. Basically, you want to search for sample packs that have atmospheres. So Atmos, 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 or atmospheres, or like effects, and you just grab them and you throw them in your track, and you just stretch them out, or you just add a ton of reverb and delay to them, or you make your own. You just grab an effect inside, like a sound inside of Pigments or Serum or Wavetable, and you record it with a lot of reverb, and then you use that as an atmospheric effect. You're Sri Lankan, it's thriving here. Yeah, it really is. I'll definitely be visiting Sri Lanka soon. I've been offered a few gigs out there, but I'm just going to wait until probably later in the year, or maybe next year, but I'll be doing some shows there for sure. Probably not next year, probably this year sometime. Dun, 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do do do. Any last questions, anybody? Pretty good stream. We had pretty active chat. We had over 20 people in the stream basically the whole time, which is good. That's exciting for me right now. It's always growing, so that's great. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to turn notifications on if you want to get notified of when I do a stream again. I will basically be doing these at least once or twice per week, so I will be doing them quite often. I have a new video coming out either probably tomorrow now that I've done the stream, so I'll post that video tomorrow, and I guess I'll see everybody next time. Bum, 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 bum. Thanks, Aro. And again, appreciate the patronage. Thank you again for that. If you guys want to support, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/DowdenMusic, and you can support there. Or if you want to just like this video, subscribe to the channel, that is also a great way that you can support me. See you, Jacob. Thanks for watching. Dun, 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 dun.